I can go to Harvard today, guys. I can go to Oxford. I want to correct people. This is for Baron Collier and for Chad. I'm just giving you what's going on from the older generation. I'm big on data. I'm big at looking at past history and seeing who's right. It turned out that my paper was right from start to finish, so I'm kind of like, why were people saying I was wrong? So this is for your dad, and I'd like him to just look at data. Look at this data. That's why I did the whole in 2033, or no, 2033, look at my paper and see how right or wrong I was for doing what I've done. It's data, it's just data, you can learn from it. So I'm at a quarter of my life. So a quarter of my life I've won, and now there's the next chapter, which is, you have the next generation below me, and I'm competing with them now. So life is a game of chess right now. So here's some movies I want everyone to watch. The Edge of Tomorrow, The Day After Tomorrow. I'd say Greenland, but that's not as important. I'm just talking about data from the past. 2012, but I really want you to watch Greenland first. Not Greenland, The Day After Tomorrow first, and The Hunger Games. So just keep it there for now. If you go like Batman v Superman and all that's kind of what I'm talking about, or Doctor Strange, but let's just go to simple terms, you can say Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I'll say Spider-Man, Doctor Strange in there too, because the multiverse. I want you to watch these movies because a lot of people don't understand what being real-time smart is. What do you mean by being real-time smart? Batman beat Superman. I watched the movie. Batman beat Superman. And it's crazy because people are going to be like, but Superman's an alpha. That's like a genius code right there. So let's go back to the movie. You want to be real-time smart. And for the first time in my life, let's think of it just think of it like this. You have a chessboard, and life is a game of chess, and you're playing God, or God's like Magnus Carlsen. So while you think you're moving your chess piece in a certain direction, it's also doing the same thing. So let me just ask this question. Let's say you want to be an alpha. My dad's having this problem. You have the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, or the top hemisphere and the bottom hemisphere. If there's an ice age, where do you want to be? So your decision would be, go to this. But if there's an ice age, you want to be what? You want to have thicker skin. You want to get bigger. But you want to be like a bear. So, and the reason for it is because you can stay warm. So, for survival, you want to be warm. So you're smart by being fat. So no, you're not. You are. And I'm kind of stumbling. I should have done this a little bit. Real time. Let's say a volcanic eruption happens. Where do you want to be? Let's say Yellowstone happens. Where do you want to be in the country? So this is real-time smart. There's flooding in Antarctica. The North Pole, and all of a sudden it starts flooding everywhere. Where do you want to be? They told me it's safer in Canada, at the very top of Canada. So you want to be real-time smart. So here's one that I want you to see and why I'm winning with a lot of people. Let's say that someone says they want everyone to get their doctorate. Let's say that the board is you move your pieces up, and then the women said, we're changing the board. We're going to make it extremely hard to procreate. And they're going to say you need to do more than, you need to dance. You need to sing. Just like a bird. You need to sing, or you need to sing very well. You need to be the best singer, or you need to be the best. So the women can change that. That's just class, that's all it is. One Direction exists. They're not horrible, they're not rappers. So all they have to do is basically say, we want to switch and make it really hard, and then all of a sudden, the game has changed. That's kind of it, but I want you guys to see that's what life is like. You really have to be good at playing chess, and it's like think of it like the genius code is it's the opposite of what you think. Like you're gonna think that like you want to go out and like the day after tomorrow. Like that guy looks so stupid, but it's like I know so many arrogant people that would do something like that. And then I ask myself, would I do that? And I'm like, that's crazy. Like you get anxious. So when you look at it, you have to that answer was based off of math. That answer wasn't based off of like it. Just watch that scene where he's like, you know, they're arguing about it. They just blindly win, and you know. So I stayed in Naples because the cleanup was fast. Yeah, the cleanup was so fast. That's why I stayed there. Like, oh no, you evacuate. This time you didn't evacuate. If I needed to evacuate, I would have found a way to evacuate. You know, I would have. But I didn't because the cleanup was going to be fast. But see how I ended up being right? It's the opposite. Let's say I evacuate and they say, we don't want to give you a job. But I stayed here. I have money, but I'm saying, let's say that like, I just want you to see like, you would think, oh, you evacuate. But you have to do like, you have to be practical, you know? So hopefully people understand that everything's changed. Or like they'll say, let's bring it back, homogeneous. Say women change it. We want it to be homogeneous. Now, being in music is a compromised thing, but let's say they say we want it to be homogeneous, we don't want it to be you're an alpha. It's all established math, but I'm saying, let's say that like the most attractive and high quality partners change their opinion. You know, like just think like Mother Nature's changing everything to where it's not establishing. Where like think of it like you want to go to college, right? Well, they've already predestined those companies to fail, and you were supposed to be an entrepreneur. Think of it like that. Like you were supposed to be an entrepreneur because by the time you're in the work environment, they have robots. Like that stuff's happening right now. Like really, like crazy things. Like you want to say it's this, but it's not. You're supposed to lease, but then again, why does Isaiah want to own? Because I can trade, I can exchange. So it's like that's the only reason why I would acquire and own is to exchange something that has value. Not sell, exchange. Meaning he doesn't want this big home, so I can exchange it. Because it has value to him because he wants something smaller. And it's right next to X, Y, and Z. Or just the property as value. So that's why, yeah, that's it. Hopefully this will spread, but you just got to be careful. Like, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people make the wrong decisions. It's a game of chess right now. And if you have a hard time playing chess, you need to just, this is all about technique. Brandon Carter says you can do everything right. This is what he means, we can do everything right. We evacuated. Why did we get killed? Well, you didn't do the right thing. You didn't do what you were supposed to do to survive. You did what you were supposed to do to make money. Or you did what you were supposed to do today, but you didn't pay attention to survival. Like survive. No, you keep going. In game you would draw. You would conform. You would try to shake hands, right? Shake hands, it's a metaphor. So, or leave to fate. Like just a whole bunch of stuff. But watch those movies because that's the reality. Like you have to be real-time smart like that. Because the universe is gonna like play you like chess. Or the concept of like, how do you feel that the last, like for me, half of my education was wrong, which means that when it said best answer, those answers have changed because those answers are wrong. Now we have computerized and better images, and now those best answers were like, I was right. Go back and change my grades to the better grade. Like stuff like that. Like that's one reason why I didn't like school, because I'm like, turned out that my answers were right now. This guy wasn't right, he got discredited. This guy did a further study today and turned out that this is what it really is. Like imagine that, like most people took class and they were like, I was right the entire time writing my essay or my perspective. You know, peace out.